Hey everyone, it's Raven. Welcome back to the Nest. What I'll be doing for you all today is updating my consumer debt Snowball. I have paid off my first debt for my debt Snowball, which is my Credit One bank card. So you will see me finally close that sheet out, as well as give you an update on where I am with my Capital One auto loans. And that's kind of a debt Snowball that's kind of concurrently running with whatever else that I'm working on. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Alrighty, so I'm pleased to announce that my Credit One bank card, well, number one, because I have two, has been officially paid off. Yay! All right, so what I will be doing, because in my last update video I actually colored in all the number, well, not all the numbers, but I colored in all of the credit cards. So I was like, well, technically it's already done, so they're not going to be able to see me color in any more credit cards on here. So what I actually did was I went in and I created this sticker that I'm going to slap across the top, because I want to save these and maybe do something with them maybe once I'm done with my debt Snowball. And okay, here we go. All right, so I just thought this would be festive and fun, so let me put that over to the side. So Credit One number one is officially paid off. All right, paid off, done and done. So I will insert a screenshot here, probably right over here, where you will see my account balance here. It is currently showing at a negative $1.64, because what had happened was, there's always a story. The balance that I had, remember I had a $62 balance, and that's all I had left to pay it off. Well, I put $100 on it because I ended up needing to use it when I was at the doctor's office for a copay. For some reason, my debit card would not work. Their little chip thingy would not read the chip on my debit card, so I needed to pull out a credit card, and this is the one that I pulled out. And so I put $100 on it, so the balance was actually $162, which didn't matter because I was going to use my debit card anyway, which was cash. So it's like, well, when I get ready to pay the $62, I'll just pay the $100 back. So that's what I did. Well, before I got around to doing that, the billing cycle, I fooled around and let the billing cycle end, and I was charged interest as well as some type of credit protection fee or whatever it was. I was charged that plus the $100 and the $62. So I had to calculate it up like some type of, like, I made the payment, but my billing cycle ended the same day I made the payment, so I didn't know that the fees and the interest had came on there. So then when I logged into my card for the next day, I saw that it had a balance of like some couple of dollars and some change or whatever. So I had to make another payment to cover it for those couple of dollars and change. Well, for some reason I overpaid it by like $1.64. I don't know how I did that, but I did. So there is a credit of $1.64 on there, but the main story in this is that Credit One bank card number one is paid off. So happy about that. All right, so we will put that over there. So I'll keep this same screenshot up here simply because my next debt Snowball is the Credit One bank card number two, which you see that one right here. The current balance on that one is $541.99. Now, when I first set up my debt Snowball, it was $519.84. Well, of course, with interest and all the other things that were tacked onto it, that's why the balance went up from here. So I'm actually going to fix this because I want to be accurate. So I'm gonna make this $541.99. Okay, so this is the debt snowball that we are now working on. So then in my next couple of videos you will see this same, well, not the same screenshot, but it'll be this same page view for credit 1. You'll just see the balance slowly coming down. Alrighty, so I've not yet made a payment, like a debt snowball payment on this card yet, but I'll be doing that probably later at the end of this month, once this second paycheck budget is coming to a close. So there's that. Now let's move on to my car. So I will put a screenshot up for my car right here. Now what you are seeing in this very first screenshot is where my balance was prior to the payment, the debt snowball payment that I actually made. My balance was at $14,488.94. Now I know I mentioned before that I was going to be doing bi-weekly payments, but when I started doing some calculations on my own and research and looking into things, it really didn't make a difference in the grand scheme of things, simply because I wasn't splitting up my normal monthly payment into 2 payments. I was basically going to split up my debt snowball-ish payment into bi-weekly payments, because when I pay my car note, I pay a lot extra. I think I've been paying extra for so long, I can't even remember what my actual car note payment is. I think it's like 2 something, but I pay a straight $400. So I decided not to do the bi-weekly payments anymore. I'm just going to stick with my 1 monthly payment. That's what I've been doing. I'm just not going to try to fix something that ain't necessarily broke. So what I did this past, well, I got paid on Friday. So what I did on Friday was I made a payment of my regular $400. I was just going to make a payment of $250 and then add on the extra to make it the $400. But I didn't do that. So once I made that payment, I have another screenshot to pop up. My balance actually came down to $14,169.85. So that brought my principal down $319.09. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in 3 of the cars, and I will actually speed this up. So we've gotten our cars colored in here. Like I said, I colored in 3 cars because I brought my balance down by $319.09, and that's basically straight principal. That's not including any interest, because the way Capital One shows it, I will pull it up again right here, my screenshot of my current balance. That $14,169.85, that is strictly the principal balance only. That doesn't include any interest or anything like that. And my interest really fluctuates around a lot because I make so much, it's because of the payments I make are so much more than my regular payments, and then I typically make my payments early. So like my note is always due on the 5th of the month. So when I made this payment on the 20th of August, that was actually for my September the 5th payment. So the way I work that out is that I just pay it early, and that's kind of what I've been doing, and it kind of cuts down on the amount of interest that I'm paying with each payment, because when you make a car payment, so much goes to your interest and so much goes to your principal. Now if you are strictly just making just your regular payments, nothing extra, sometimes more of it is going to interest than actually to your principal, or it may be just a little bit more principal than interest is being paid. And sometimes it kind of evens out, but usually with my $400 payment, like $320-ish goes towards my principal, which is why, like I said, the $319.09 was what my principal came down by. But yeah, usually around like $320-ish is what goes towards my principal, and then around 80ish or so dollars it goes towards interest. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I'm happy to see these trickling all down. I'm going to be so stoked to get into the 13,000 regarding my car, and then I'm going to be super happy to get rid of this Credit One card number 2. And then I actually wanted to go ahead and cross out number 1 because that one is done, and then we're now working on number 2. I'm gonna be so happy when I'm able to cross all these out. So my plan of attack for Credit One Bank number 2, I really want to be done paying it by the middle of September. Realistic end of September is probably a little bit more realistic, but I would really like to have this paid off by the middle of September. But if it's the end of September, I'm okay with it. So how I'm gonna set this up, I originally set it up for each credit card to equal out to $50, but somebody mentioned in the comments something to me, and I'm actually going to take their advice and do it by just dividing up how many credit cards I have on this sheet and divide that into the balance, basically. So because the balance is such an odd number, $541, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to set it at a straight 540, so that way all of these could equal up to 10. Each of these can equal up to $10. So that means once I finally paid this off, all of these credit cards will be filled in. So I went ahead and already whited that out because it said 50, but I'm going to change it to $10. So essentially that's what it is. So once I get down to my very last pay, which I'm pretty sure I would never make a $10 payment, I would probably be making, what I'm saying? I'll be making, my payments will definitely be more than $10. We're just going to say that. They'll be more than $10. So I just made it a rounded off estimate of 540. That way I could fill all these in, because I think there were 54 credit cards, if I'm not mistaken, on one sheet. I think 54 icons is what I did for the whole sheet, because there's 6 across 9. Yeah, 54. So once the entire sheet is filled up, the card will be paid off. So all right, everybody, so that is it. That is my consumer debt snowball update. We have 1 credit card down and several more to go, and I've definitely made some progress on my Capital One auto loan. So let's just see. I just want to look at this real quick to see where I am. 21 14 31. So I paid off Credit One, which was $367.89, and then I paid down on my car $319.09. Is that right? Let me look at that again. Sorry. Minus $364.89 minus $319.09. Okay. So we've gotten our balance down to $20,327.33. Not a big, situation, but I am pretty pleased at where I am, being that I started this debt snowball pretty much at the end of July. Like, when did I start this? Like mid to end July. So I'm already down by $686.98. I feel that's progress. Some progress is better than no progress. So we shall see. And I'm really excited. Like I said, 1 down and a couple more to go. Well, more than a couple, but you know what I mean. So if you guys enjoyed this debt snowball update, definitely give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my content. Definitely engage in the comments down below. Let me know where you guys are. Are you working on a debt snowball? Are you thinking about working on a debt snowball? Have you finished your debt snowball? Be some inspiration for some other folks here. So thanks, guys. Peace.